Checking 1 2 1 2 check. I am now recording.
I am also recording. Do we remember how to do this?
Yeah.
I haven't.
And in 5 and 69 20
No.
19 32 33
hate it.
5 4 3 2 1.
Oh, I hate it so much.
AJ is a big chass. I have to put that out there. That's the first thing I just have to say. Welcome finally back to the Pack Your Run podcast. Sorry we haven't been around. We are your father that went out for a pack of cigarettes and never returned.
We're the guys that went out to the NFL draft, I guess, and yeah, just never got back to it.
All jokes aside, I am your host, Dan Mayotte, and this my lovely host in Nashville. His name is...
Bitch ass, apparently.
Yeah. AJ, bitch ass, Lagabina!
Uncle Ragu. Uncle Ragu. Oh man, there's been so much that's happened since the last time that we did this.
Oh, it's been a couple months.
It's been a couple months. It's been life changes.
Yes.
How are we feeling back up in Boston?
I mean, the weather has been particularly bad. I mean, the summer has been cold and rainy. We had a hurricane watch last week. But
that's wild to me.
Yeah, a little early on for all of that. Like right now it's 60 degrees outside and it feels more like April than it does July.
Yeah, it's been we have not had that issue down here. It has been consistently like high 80s, 90s. Humid, gross. I've been wearing nothing but cut off t-shirts and cut off shorts for days.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yes.
You were talking, you DM'd my girlfriend, saw a picture of me wearing a cut off shirt and shorts, and you were making fun of me when I wore that outfit once. And this is what you wear all the time?
I'm saying
calling the kettle black.
Yes. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'll give you that win. You're not wrong. This is why we're friends, I guess. I don't know. I lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, I'm
trying to remember exactly what I said to Justine about you.
It was like, man, he's changed.
I know. Oh, yeah. Because you were wearing shorts, and that was like a thing when I think it was the summer after our freshman year of college. I remember it was like a 90-degree day or something, and you posted a picture on Instagram of you in a flannel shirt with a t-shirt underneath it and like jeans. Like you were fully dressed for fall, sitting on the side of a river fishing. I
mean, that's just my uniform.
Granted, it is your uniform, but how do you not just drown in your own sweat?
I mean, I spend most of the time inside anyways, so like it doesn't really matter.
That's real. I'm actually during the COVID summer, the summer of COVID.
Not the summer of 69.
No. Not Bryan Adams. Certainly not Bryan Adams. During last summer I spent so much time sitting in the sun, and I actually looked like an Italian for once in my life. And unfortunately, now that COVID is over, COVID is canceled if you haven't heard. I've been fighting to try and do that again, but it's hard when you're working 6 days a week.
Yeah. Also, when I was wearing a tank top and shorts, I know we're going a little bit off here already.
We're going off on it. It's fine.
It's fine. I mean, it's been a while. I was literally going swimming at a pond just outside of Boston, which it's called Crystal. I think it's a lake. It's Crystal Lake. It's down in like Newton. Best way to get there by the subway is to take the T to Newton Center and then walk over. But
Newton Center. Oh my God, I gotta go home, dude. I gotta go. I gotta see some people. I gotta do some things, and most importantly, I need to eat some pizza.
yeah, you got to go to Regina, dude.
I am craving it so bad, and nothing compares to it down here.
Although I had Frank Pepe's like a few weeks ago because they have one up in Chestnut Hill, so like right down the road from me. I mean, honestly, it doesn't compare to the New Haven, like getting it at New Haven.
Yeah, I imagine that going to a Pepe's that's not the original would be like going to, Regina's at the mall or something. Like,
it's good. It's acceptable, but it's not the same.
It's not the thing, he said with the Italian fingers.
My hands don't even go in that formation because I'm not Italian.
It would
You're
not allowed.
Your hands can only form like that if you are like partly Italian.
Your friends can only go like this if you babysit your friends' children and get called Uncle Ragu.
Have you made meatballs for those kids?
I have not yet, but now that you mention it, that's definitely on the docket, so to speak.
All right, before we go off the rails completely, let's start with one of the things that we normally do around here, where we say what we're drinking for this evening.
Indeed.
For those of you who are not in the Massachusetts area, we're named Packy is the alcohol store in Massachusetts or New England. So that's partly why we're called the Packy Run.
Got to go to the Packy.
Yeah, you got to
packages.
Yes,
packaged goods.
I am drinking Miller High Life because
buddy,
feeling a little special because it's the champagne of beers, and drinking some champagne because we're back, baby.
Yeah, we're back in the saddle. We're on the horse. We're riding the train. I don't know. I'm let me tell you, dear listeners, it has been a week. It has been a week.
AJ, it's only a Monday.
I know. It's a Monday.
It's only a Monday. We're recording this on Monday. You're probably going to hear this a few days later, but
somebody after this, somebody needs to remind me that I need to go watch that Olin Rogers video about it being a Monday, because there was a blast from the past that just came to my head. I'm completely off the rails. Anyway, I am drinking Vista Bay Hard Seltzer, the Raspberry Edition, and I've been hanging out. I've been hanging out with some people, and they like to drink seltzers, and I didn't think that I was going to be a seltzer guy as much as I am now, but it's delightful. It's so good.
My, have the turntables.
My, how the turntables have turned. It's it's a raspberry seltzer. It's good, it's refreshing, and it's also the only thing that I had in my fridge.
Word. All right. We're going to talk about what we have been up to since we haven't been doing this show, or haven't been doing this pod for a little bit. Hit on some key Patriots news. We haven't covered the draft. There's a couple other things happening. And then we'll talk about what we've been listening to, watching, that kind of stuff, and just wrap it up with some recommendations.
Yeah, just trying to get you guys back in on the Packy Run train with kind of a reintroduction. So yeah, let's play a little bit of catch up. What have you been up to, my guy?
Okay. Let me see. So I got a new job, but I haven't started it yet. I got this job probably like a month and a half ago, and now for those of you who like it, basically what it is I am working at a music venue in Boston. It is the Leader Bank Pavilion, and if you're wondering, that doesn't sound familiar, it's the bank pavilion that has been like in Seaport that has like multiple different name changes.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking? It was like Bank of America. It was Blue Hill Bank. Like
Is that where the Pops play?
no, they play at the Esplanade. That's down at the Charles.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So I've been just waiting on working, trying to do that. Also working at my other job, which, as my mom has told me throughout the years, if you have nothing nice to say about something, just don't say it at all. So that this job shall remain nameless. So for a while, like during the pandemic, I was still getting paid checks from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. I used to live in Brooklyn. And finally, when the playoffs hit, when the Brooklyn Nets were playing against the Boston Celtics, so the way that events work at Barclays and a lot of these other arenas, you have to have 70% availability. And also, some of the events are mandatory, meaning like you can get scheduled even if you don't put yourself on the schedule and you have to go to it. You can't call out.
Yeah.
So I was coasting. I was still getting paychecks up until the playoffs, just for sitting up here in Boston doing nothing. How awesome is that?
I mean, if they're cutting the checks and they're not complaining,
Yeah.
as an old favorite podcast of ours, as they used to say all the time, keep getting them checks.
Yes. So anyways, playoffs roll around and they're like, all right, playoff games are mandatory. You have to go to them. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to put myself on the schedule. There's no way I'm going to be put on the schedule. Get an email, schedule's out, go look at it. I'm like, okay, I look at it and I'm like, ooh, I can't make that. I can't drive all the way down. I can't go all the way down to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I'm just going to call out. No big deal. They didn't really say anything about it. And then they're like, okay, schedule for game 2 out now, like may be mandatory or whatever. And I'm like, okay, there's no way they're going to put me on again. Scheduled again. And then I was like, all right, I gotta
quit.
I gotta quit. So I just, before, I think it was even 5 hours before that game started, I sent my letter of resignation in.
Dude. Oh, that's such... It's funny, but it's a terrible look.
I mean, look, they have a million people working for them. They're not going to worry about me.
That's real. They're probably also not going to write you a particularly nice reference.
I mean, hey, whatever. And then, want to know what's funny? So, like, 3 days later, no, it wasn't 3 days later, but it was pretty much like a week goes by, and I end up going to the Celtics Nets game that's in Boston.
Yeah.
And I was probably one of the few people in there that had, like, Brooklyn Nets gear on, like, not saying, like, fuck Kyrie.
Oh, man.
Even though, like, I will say for the record, I don't like Kyrie Irving, it was nice to be like that troll. And I'm just sitting next to my friends. I'm just like...
You've changed so much, Dan Mayotte. Dan Mayotte, the troll.
Dude, I didn't even get any crap for wearing Brooklyn Nets gear. Like, I saw one thing on Twitter recently of a girl getting harassed for wearing Yankees gear in Boston. And I'm like...
Well, there was a picture that I saw on Instagram not that long ago of, I think it was Fitzy who reposted it. Somebody was walking down near Fenway with a Red Sox hat on and a Derek Jeter jersey. It was like, oh, look, I found the worst human being of all time. It's unacceptable.
That's so bizarre.
Who does that?
Like...
Whose mans is this?
Someone picked them. Like, they got their Boston card revoked.
Yep, you're no longer allowed to be a Sox fan.
Yeah, no way.
Kindly exit the city.
So, and then like a week goes by and I get offered the job at Leader Bank Pavilion. So I quit one job and then I get another one. So it all worked out in the end.
It do be like that.
Yeah, it's funny.
One door closes and others will eventually open.
Other than that, Justine and I got our own place. So pretty stoked on that.
Nice.
So no more roommates for the time being.
And they were roommates?
Just enjoying Boston in the summer. A few weeks ago, I biked all the way to Castle Island, and
there you go.
Swam in the beach. So that was fun.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
you're having a vaxxed girl summer, my guy.
Dude, it's hot boy summer.
It is. I'm not sure I would call my summer a hot boy summer. But in a much more real sense, I'm absolutely having a hot boy summer. I'm having a little bit of a mess of a summer, but I'm having a good time.
Ooh, are we gonna get the tea about how your work has screwed you over with your scheduling?
They haven't screwed me over. It's just I'm still at the same job. I'm still working with the same team, and for the most part, I'm still loving it. But yeah, pro tip to anybody that works any kind of retail: people that plan the schedule should probably actually work in the store.
Wait, so it's not somebody. How does that work?
Well, it doesn't. But we've got like people in the store can like manipulate the schedule, so a lot of that ends up getting worked out kind of on the back end. But yeah, it's been there's been some crossed wires and stuff, especially this week, which has been kind of terrible. And we're making our way through it. Other than that, Nashville never really closed the way that other places did in the wake of the pandemic, but it is now like definitively open. So yeah, I've been chilling. I've been hanging out at the bars, seeing my friends. I went to a water park the other week with two very special people, and I was supposed to go again for my friends and their kids. Their youngest just turned 5, so she's a whole little bundle of energy.
Yeah,
and I ended up not going, but I've been spending a lot of time with them, going to cookouts and stuff. I thought for a minute that I had broken my nose on the 4th of July.
Oh,
because
explain.
I was playing catch in the backyard at some mutual friends' house, and what's sad about it? There's 2 reasons why the story is sad. Number 1, I did not catch the football. Number 2, I was only like 2 beers in. Like there was no excuse.
Well, thank God you don't play for the Patriots.
Right? I laid out like I thought I was Julian Edelman and did not realize how close to the fence in their backyard I was. So I was looking behind me to see where the ball was, and then I whipped my head around real quick to see where I was going and just connected with the cross beam of a fence. And yeah, I still got the bruise to prove it, and I dropped like a leaf. I was seeing stars for sure.
Yeah, you're not like Aaron Rowland from that's a deep cut.
It's a very deep cut.
For anyone who doesn't know, Aaron Rowland was an outfielder for the Philadelphia Phillies, and he made a similar play like that, ran into a pole, and he actually caught the ball. So he did one a little bit better than AJ.
He won.
But he's also a professional athlete. So
he's definitively better than me. So yeah, and to compound the mess that has been my summer, I lost my wallet a couple of days ago and have searched high and low and continue to search high and low, but I can't find it. There's no activity on any of my cards or anything. And luckily, my homie at the parking garage where I go for work, he hooked me up with another pass, even though he definitely didn't have to. So I'm not super concerned right now. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, so I've had a very mixed bag so far this summer, and yet I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I'm getting some sunshine. I got some good people. Personal life doesn't suck, which is cool.
That's always a plus.
We're not gonna get into it too much here on the podcast, but you know who you are. Yeah, it's so far so good. It's been working and just spending time with my friends in a way that I haven't really, like, I wasn't really able to, obviously during the pandemic, but even before that, like, there's a lot of people. I didn't realize how many people that I had down here that I just, like, I was never up for hanging out or whatever else. And I made it a point this summer to be like, yes, I will go to the water park. Yes, we can hang out and listen to music. Like, where shows are back, which is crazy. So there was, like, for the first time in a year and a half.
Yeah.
There was that 1 week stretch where just every festival and every fall tour was announced at the same time.
Oh, true.
And man, there's like, I'm for sure going to go broke this year. Just every tour is also, it's awesome because every tour is hitting Nashville.
I've noticed that.
Which has not always been the case since I moved down here, because for a place called Music City, it is kind of a B market. And now everybody's trying to get in.
Are you trying to get to Furnace Fest down in like Alabama?
I've been thinking about it.
How far away is Birmingham?
I don't think it's that far. I feel like I looked it up not that long ago. I'm guessing probably 5 or 6 hours worth of a drive. So it's not terrible. This fall, a couple of my friends and I have been tossing around the idea idea of maybe doing Riot Fest.
Well, we're actually looking into going there, so
Yeah, because I've got like, there's so many people that I know down here that are from Chicago too. So it's not like housing or anything else would be too much of an issue. There's potential that I might be, there's the potential for me to be a touring guitarist for some band, which is super not set in stone, but I won't name the band, but they are actually kind of sick, and I've re-entered my metalcore phase apparently.
damn it, I was about to out you for that. I was about to out you,
Yeah,
but you outed
it's,
yourself.
Hey, I know what I am. I'm not ashamed.
You're hitting your metalcore phase at the ripe age of 25.
I know. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it all came back so suddenly. It's I don't really remember when it started. It was pretty recently where it hit me like a freight train. Obviously, like bands that I've been listening to for forever, like Vanna and Therefore I Am and stuff. Some of
Right.
that stuff's getting repressed on vinyl and things. Like that's all super exciting and nostalgic. But actually, I'm lying. I know when it started. It's my buddy Rohan and I, who I work with. We're basically I basically do a warehousing job. So I'm in the back of the store that I work at for 90% of the day, and we've got smart speakers back there. So we're just playing music all day. And Rohan is he's a New York hardcore kid.
Nice.
So he and I are just swapping stories about shows and like where we've been. We realized that we've probably been to a ton of the same shows around like New York, Connecticut, Boston. And yeah, he's been showing me a bunch of like metalcore and hardcore stuff, and I've gotten way back into that.
Just to let him know, Boston hardcore is better than New York.
Oh man, we're gonna have to have him on the podcast, and we can debate.
I am willing to die on that hill.
I have no doubt. Also, it might be objectively true because like Boston has Have Heart. At Have Heart, I believe that show they did before the pandemic outside at the Palladium, that comeback show.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the record for like not the biggest show ever, period, but I believe it's the biggest hardcore show that's ever been put on.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think the only other one that would surpass that would be like a Minor Threat reunion, but that band's
something.
never getting back.
Yeah, it's just that's not in the cards.
No.
Well, never say never. I mean, I'd be into it. I won't lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's summer's been a little bit of a mess, but on the whole, feeling good, feeling positive, rocking the work-life balance basically.
For sure. I also got, my girlfriend, I'm not going to name the company that she works for, but Justine brought back a lot of music gear, and one of them is a DJ set.
I saw it on Instagram. It was like kids out here looking like Skrillex. Skrillex.
Now, I am preparing for this one set and this one set only. Emo Revival Night. Emo Revival with like Run for Cover and like No Sleep. That's the night.
Don't get it confused. It's not emo night, it's emo revival night.
So it's going to be like Balance Composure, Basement, Title Fight, Modern Baseball, La Dispute, Pianos Become the Teeth.
That's so awesome.
Touche Amore, some Super Heaven in there.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's what I'm preparing for.
I'm down. I'm ready.
I mean, I think it's a little too early in it, but give it 10 years, I'll have the playlist down, and I'll be an excellent DJ by then. I just need more practice.
I know that emo night is like branded as this, even though everything that I've seen about emo nights always makes it look like it's just a big old party. But yeah, emo revival night, you will truly get sad in the club.
Yeah, it's not going to be a fun time. Don't show up.
DHMU.
Don't come on a first, second, third, maybe fourth date if you care about your significant other. Or if you care about that person.
They're going to be, if you care about that person and that person cares about you, you should not bring them. They will be concerned. For one night only, the perfect place to break up with your significant other. Sunday. Sunday. Have you been looking for the perfect soundtrack to get rid of your significant other? Are you in an unhappy relationship? Have you been cheated on? Then Sunday, emo revival night.
Break up with your girlfriend by 12 p.m. and you'll get half off drink for the rest of the night. Or
If you
boyfriend.
if you break up with your girlfriend in front of the bartender, you get free shots. Well, tequila only. Some restrictions may apply. we are so dumb. Whose idea was it for us to talk in public?
Oh, I don't even know.
Man. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
I know it feels good. This is the quality content that the people have come to expect from us. So yeah, that's catch up. That's where Dan and I are at in our lives. So if you don't have anything else, let's move on and catch up on the meat and potatoes of this podcast. The greatest dynasty to ever exist up until recently.
Yes.
The New England Patriots.
Yeah. Should we get into draft news or should we get into the latest news with N'Keal Harry?
Well, yeah, let's do a quick cover of what happened with the draft because it went it was interesting.
Yeah. A lot of people going into the draft expected that we would be aggressive and we would potentially trade up into the top 10. But in all reality, we didn't have to move at all. Mac Jones was sitting right there at number 15, and we were able to scoop him up pretty easily.
And how do we feel about Mac Daddy?
McCorkle Jones.
McCorkle. Oh man, I didn't know that was his name until like this week.
Yeah, that's his real name.
Oh, it's too good.
I mean, what everyone is saying, he is kind of like a Tom Brady copy. He is the exact opposite of Cam Newton in every sense. More like Brady, which I think that's okay.
I think especially with Josh McDaniels still running the offense, like, what do you want?
I still expect Cam Newton to be the starter day one. I want to give him another chance.
I'm really itching to see what he looks like this year because I think him and everybody else. I mean, we all know as Patriots fans that we were big mad about last season, but there were just hindsight is 2020, so people seem to have been turning around a little bit on it. But
right.
You and I have been saying basically since the beginning of the season last year, Cam had he had the entire deck stacked against him all season.
Well, you want to know an interesting statistic that's been flying around on the interwebs?
Of course.
So, like, Cam Newton, according to Pro Football Focus, has one of the highest completion percentages for deep throws, like more than 30 yards down the field. He had one of the highest completion centers as far as that goes.
He also, I saw some statistics kicking around as well. I don't think it was Pro Football Focus, but everybody seems to get their stats from them. Supposedly, Cam statistically across the board had a better regular season than Brady.
Really? I didn't see that one.
Yeah, supposedly his stats were, I can't even think of any of the statistics specifically right now, but supposedly Cam was actually a better overall quarterback than Brady for the regular season, which is you kind of want to call bullshit because of the way that the season went, but also it seemed like every week we were talking about how, Cam himself was doing pretty decent. He just didn't, there was no one for him to throw to. There were so many different things that just ended up kind of screwing it over.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good season. It was a mulligan, but I think this season is going to be very, very different.
I would agree. And I think Mac Jones being the future of this team, if Cam Newton isn't good by let's say week 5, throw in Mac Jones, see what he can do.
Throw him to the Wolves, see what happens.
And he, according to reports, has looked good in preseason and all the training camp so far. So I would expect him to still continue and grasp the offense and just keep practicing.
Yeah, and if there are reports about some of the things that are happening even off the field with like Mac's kind of study regimen and trying to learn, the McDaniels system and learn how to be like a true Patriot, part of me agrees with you. Like I want to, if we're not looking that good, throw Mac in and see what he's all about. But ideally, I want to see Cam have a comeback year or even two, and then have like a truly primed and ready Mac Jones take over.
Yeah. I mean, even if he's not ready this year and Cam looks really good, we still look good for the quarterback position, whether it's Cam or Mac Jones starting this year. Either way, we're set there.
Yeah, and I think having Brian Hoyer again is probably a really smart idea. Having a rookie quarterback on the roster, having not only the coaching staff, but having somebody that's been in the system for forever.
Right.
That's like the quarterback situation for the Patriots has not looked this good in a while.
Yeah. With the second round pick, we traded up to get Christian Barmore, and he was the top rated defensive tackle of this whole class. So great pick. From what everyone was saying in the mock drafts and like analysts were saying, he probably could have even gone in the first round, but that's a great steal. That was a great person to pick up in the second round. Hopefully he can take over for like Lawrence Guy, who's aging, and I think he's entering the last year of his deal.
Yeah.
I think he's like 32 or so. So great pickup there. I love that.
Yeah, our defense went from, our defense was good last year. It wasn't great. We had opt-outs. We had, it wasn't the boogeymen.
Right.
But now it's looking like the boogeymen again. Like we spent so much money in free agency and then made some fantastic picks. And we already covered a lot of that on previous episodes, but we're at the point where you're kind of looking at the roster and being like, oh man, like this is a team that can actually truly like pound people.
Right. Ronnie Perkins, he was again that was a steal in the third round. The pick you should look at and you should definitely keep an eye on for a Patriot is fifth round pick Cameron McGrone from Michigan.
Yeah.
He is the prototypical New England Patriot like linebacker. Teammates with Josh Uche, who we picked up last year in the draft. He had his moments. We have done pretty well with some Michigan guys in the past with like Chase Winovich. So keep an eye out for him. I think he's going to be a really key contributor to this Patriots team.
Yeah, we are. We look good on paper right now, and that's significant improvement because this time last year we had gotten Cam.
Yeah.
But the entire roster for really the entire season was a lot of question marks, and at this point I'm feeling much better about where we are.
Yeah, I think we're going to be much improved. I think we're going to be a wild card team. I don't know if we're going to win the division with like Buffalo standing right there, but like I would expect at least a wild card.
Yeah, and I think it's probably we have a lot of potential, but it's a lot of there's still a couple of unknowns in the league. Like the league, just so many of the other teams got so much better last year while we were still kind of floundering after Brady and dealing with salary cap and everything else.
Right.
So it's hard to say at this point in time, but it's also I don't think it's completely out of pocket to say that we definitely look better than we did last year at this point. So
other picks that we also picked up in the fourth round, we picked up Ramondre Stevenson. I think that's how you pronounce his first name. Running back from Oklahoma. In the sixth round, we picked Josiah Bledsoe, safety from Missouri. Also in the sixth, we picked up tackle William Sherman, and we also picked up Dre Nixon from UCF, wide receiver. Kind of hitting on all the needs right there. Quarterback, defensive tackle, edge rusher, linebacker. We needed another running back in the mix, especially with Rex Burkhead going to the Houston Texans for
God knows what reason.
Why would anyone ever go to Houston? position. Safety, especially with Adrian Phillips getting older. We got Devin McCourty getting older, so like upgrading safety is vital. Offensive line is always something that you need no matter what.
Yep.
And wide receiver.
Yep. We've definitely, again, all on paper, but we have definitely plugged some holes here.
Yeah, and very satisfied with it.
Yeah.
Especially looking at the draft a couple months later. Still love it. Still think it's great.
We are on the road to recovery, and I think the rebuild is, if it's not in full swing, it's nearing its end.
Yeah. In other Patriots news coming out recently, N'Keal Harry has requested a trade.
Okay.
And apparently, according to his agent, he is not getting enough touches. He has gotten like 88 touches or 88 targets through the past 2 seasons, and he is whining and complaining about how it's not good for his career.
And my question is, where would you go to get more touches? He was essentially wide receiver number 1 and so many of those targets were just flubbed. And what are you gonna, I get wanting to be on a winning team, but with what we've seen from him, where are you gonna go and get more?
He's simply not good enough. I feel bad. Like, I want to give him more chances, but like the chances that we've given him, and I know that like last year, for example, he was injured. Not last year, but like his first year, his rookie year, he was injured through most of it. But like even the times that he did show up, like he would drop all the passes from Brady, a lot of passes from Brady.
Yeah, just where do you think that you're going to get better quality? And especially now that you have the potential in Mac Jones and you're going to have a fully healthy Cam, where are you going to go?
I would say that, there's a couple teams looking at him or in the rumor mill for him, and it'd be like the Steelers, the Colts could really use him. 49ers, the Cardinals, but like Patriots are not going to trade somebody within the same conference as them.
Yeah, definitely not.
I'm not trading him to the Steelers.
Nope.
Like, no way. No way. I was listening to another podcast, Strong Opinion Sports, which if you don't listen to that one, you really should. He's fantastic. He posed the question of if N'Keal Harry was actually good and performed like, let's say, DK Metcalf, for example, would Brady still be in New England if he was actually performing and was really good? And I thought it was a very interesting, I spent a lot of time pondering about it. I'm still pondering about it.
Yeah, maybe. I think N'Keal might have been like a symptom of the problem, but it makes perfect sense when and why Brady left. We didn't have the money, we didn't have the talent, and even if N'Keal Harry had been more productive, there were still so many holes on the roster and not really a great way to fill them.
Right.
So I don't think so, but I think it would have been, I don't think Brady would still be in New England, but I do think that it would have been a little bit bigger of a question mark, and it definitely would have reflected even worse on Belichick if N'Keal was like what he was kind of supposed to be coming out of the draft and Brady still left.
Right. His tape does have like talent. He is a promising young athlete. He just hasn't performed here in New England, and maybe it's just where maybe it's our coaching system. Maybe it's just he's not a good worker.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. He just hasn't performed.
Yeah, it just hasn't worked. So because it hasn't worked, do I kind of get if the Patriots decide to move off of him? Yes. Do I understand him kind of sticking his feet in cement and insisting that the Patriots move off of him? No, because, the grass is not necessarily greener.
No. And I commented on the video. I was like, there was a time, like, what was it, like close to like 12 years ago, like Randy Moss had like a contract dispute with Belichick and he made it public. And I think within the very next week, Belichick was like, I'm shipping you off. You're out of here. Trading you away.
We're done.
Yeah. And I would expect the same thing with N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry is going to be sold off for like a 6th-round pick, or he's just going to be cut.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but you don't. That's not how you play. That's not how you end up, winning in a Bill Belichick system. You don't.
No, no
go,
way.
You don't go to the public because you can pretty much be guaranteed that you're gonna lose every time if you're going head to head with Belichick like that.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Belichick is petty.
Oh yeah,
he is so petty.
That was my first thought was like, oh, don't let Bill get petty. Don't let Bill get petty.
Bill never outrightly says anything, but the way that he maneuvers around, he is so petty.
And it works. It has worked for 20 years, and he has built some of the greatest teams that the NFL has ever seen.
I mean, hell, there's been so many contract disputes that Belichick is like, nope, I'm trading you away. There was a whole thing with Jamie Collins a few years ago.
Yep.
Traded him away. He was like, nope, you're going to the Cleveland Browns. Back when they were terrible.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hoisted by your own petard. The one petard you thought would never hoist you.
There's also some stories about Sony Michel either getting traded or getting cut. Thoughts on that?
The Discord server that I'm in with some friends, my friend Sean mentioned getting Sony out. I hadn't actually heard a lot about it. So is it like an active dispute or? It's
not an active dispute, but it's one of those they didn't pick up his I don't think they picked up his 5th-year option because he's a first-round pick.
Oh, okay.
So there's talks about that. So, and honestly, the way that Damian Harris and some of those other running backs play, I think Sony Michel might even be access goods.
I think that we should just let Dame cook.
I agree with that.
Let Dame cook. And yeah, I mean, we've always kind of done a running back by committee kind of deal. So with the way that the roster looks right now, okay, maybe that's not a huge loss.
No. Although I maybe they'll keep him for this year and maybe let him go in the offseason. That wouldn't surprise me. Now Stephon Gilmore, he's starting to sit out, and honestly, with the amount of money that he is paid, he is considerably underpaid. And
that is true.
If anyone on this team deserves a new contract, give it to Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, I mean,
pay the man.
I'm all right with that. Pay the man. My only kind of concern about that is coming off of the injury that he had last season.
That's fair.
But even then, Defensive Player of the Year, and we're objectively shorting him. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, compared to some of the other cornerbacks in the league, defensive backs, he is significantly underpaid. I mean, even when he signed his contract, he was being underpaid. And then he's clearly the best at his position right now.
It's true. It cannot be denied.
Yeah.
So yeah, the chess pieces are always moving. But in Bill we trust.
Yes.
I think it's been it's kind of interesting. I think part of it was just COVID, but I think a lot of it also had to do with the departure of Brady. The Patriots have just been they've been loud. There's so much talk and so much speculation about them all of the time. It was a big thing a couple months, maybe 2 months ago, when Robert Kraft was quoted as saying, I pay Bill Belichick a lot of money to, do what he's doing. And in some contexts, it definitely sounded like a little bit of a shot across the bow.
Yeah.
So the drama continues in Foxborough.
Yeah. When does it ever stop?
The month or two after winning a Super Bowl.
That's true.
That is the goal.
Well, that, and then your owner ends up in a Florida sex ring or whatever. Remember that whole thing?
Jeez, oh my God, I forgot about that. But yes, I do remember it.
Yeah, not a good look.
Not a good look, dude. Come on, Bob.
All right.
Come on, Bob.
And I think we've exhausted all the Patriots news for right now. Oh yeah, the schedule came out.
Oh, the big one's coming.
What big one?
Buccaneers, Patriots.
I already looked at tickets, and the day that they came out, they were $10,000 for one ticket.
Yep. Absolutely insane.
And I really want to go, but I can't do that, even though it is my birthday weekend.
I cannot swing it.
It's my birthday weekend, though, too.
Well, listeners of the podcast, if there are still any of you after this hiatus,
true.
Somebody start a GoFundMe.
a GoFundMe to help me buy one ticket.
Someone start a GoFundMe to get Dan to Foxborough.
Just one, please.
Just one ticket. If you're feeling generous, if somebody wants to get me one. But the priority for sure is get Dan Mayotte to Foxborough.
Oh yeah, because I've also never been to a Patriots game before.
Really?
Never been to one.
I think I've been to 2, maybe 3, and I've gone to a preseason game.
Oh, I've been to a preseason game. I just never have gone to a regular season game.
Football is actually my least favorite of the live sports.
What's your favorite?
My favorite sports to go to would definitely be hockey. Like going to the Garden or going to Bridgestone or something. Like hockey fans, this is another thing that we've talked about on the podcast. Like hockey fans everybody's a diehard. There's not a lot of people that go to hockey games and aren't like invested.
That's true.
So the energy is always super cool, and it's hard to get like truly bad seats in a hockey arena.
Except when you're at Barclays.
I mean, yeah, there's exceptions for sure, but it's definitely like a bad seat for a hockey game is still a pretty good seat in a very similar way that a lot of baseball parks are like that. But for me,
except at Fenway.
Also, yes.
Because there are those obstructed view seats.
Yep, those are. You're like trying to look around bowl.
You're like in someone's nachos, like
in someone's nachos, not the nachos. Sir, not the nachos.
I'll say this about hockey, and especially like the differences between going to sporting events in New York versus Boston, with the exception of the Islanders. Like there was such an energy in the building when like I saw the Islanders play at Barclays. Like even though it was like not a good place to watch the Islanders play, it was such a community. Like I remember one night I was working by the organist, and half the fans would walk up to the organist and would shoot the shit with him. Like they knew him forever. Like they all knew each other by name, and like, oh, how are your kids? How's this? Like it was.
How's your mother?
Like that was so cool to me. I was like, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. It wasn't like that for basketball games, or like any other event I saw in New York. Everyone in New York is kind of like, we're kind of there. We're here. Yeah. Like I went to Fenway Park, or like around Fenway last Friday, and I didn't even have a ticket to the game, but I was hanging out by Fenway. Yep. And there was such an energy and around there. You can't describe it. It's awesome.
Yeah, everybody's there for the same reason, and everybody's enjoying themselves. And yeah, I love that kind of thing. But then you get to like football stadiums, and they're so big, and it's so hard to get like a consistently decent view.
Right.
That, it is almost actually better in the cheap seats because you get kind of a bird's eye view of things. But 9 times out of 10, you're just kind of watching the Jumbotron and waiting on, TV timeouts, delays of game, everything's a little bit slower and harder to get a grip on, as opposed to sitting on your couch and having the TV crews do all the work.
That's true.
So like if you're there for the actual game, football is probably the toughest to like really get into. But also that's the beauty of live sports, though, is that energy of being there, and especially with teams that have like diehard fan bases. That's
like the Patriots or the Red Sox or Celtics or the Bruins.
And that's the funny thing about baseball games in particular, is that baseball has a very similar issue in the live space, where those parks are just so huge, and they're so oddly shaped that you always have like the obstructed views, or there's some seats in Fenway where the seats are literally not facing towards the diamond.
Yeah.
Like there's ridiculous things like that.
Like some of the seats by like Pesky Pole.
Yeah.
Like some of the seats by Pesky Pole, like you can't even like, it's not even facing the right direction.
Yeah, there's times where you're there and you're like, who did this?
You just have to turn your head the whole time and watch.
Yep. You got to lean over into the nachos.
Yeah.
But like baseball games are also so long that like it's an entire day. It's basically going to a barbecue.
Yeah.
And I haven't been since Easter of 2018 to
Yeah.
a Sox game, but
That was my last game too. We actually went to the same game. Funny enough.
yep, that was hilarious. Easter Day. I bailed on my parents who had driven down to New Haven to celebrate Easter with me. My cousin Jamie was in town. She was home from New Zealand for the first time in like 5 years at that point. So Jamie showed up and was like, I have a spare ticket to the Sox game tomorrow. I called my parents from the On the Fritz house.
That's so funny.
Called my parents from the gig and was like, hey, Jamie just called. How mad are you going to be if I bail on breakfast tomorrow and go have brunch with my godparents and watch a Sox game instead? And the rest was history.
And I was already up because my aunt had like 2 extra tickets to the Sox game.
Yeah.
It was like against like the Rays.
Yeah. We the day was a haze of Sam Adams Summer Ale and Fenway Franks.
That's a great time.
Man, I want a hot dog so bad.
Oh, South Shore hot dog sluts.
South Shore hot dog sluts. Oh, if anybody's looking for an absolutely ridiculous, debaucherous time on the internet, shout out to South Shore hot dog sluts on Facebook.
It's literally just pictures of hot dogs and
Pictures of hot dogs. Oh my god. I forget that page exists, and then at least like once a month, one of their posts shows up in my feed, and I'm just reminded of how ridiculous our home state is.
I mean, I posted it recently.
You did. You posted. Was it it was like a dinosaur or something? It was a hot dog holder?
Yeah, it was a dinosaur hot dog holder that I saw at
That's incredible.
I saw at CVS. And I took
the
it,
South Shore hot dog
and
sluts.
I was like,
now the
Justine,
video is
take a
paused.
picture of me.
No,
and she's like, why?
We
I'm
were
like,
doing
just do
so
it.
well.
Just take a picture of me.
And Dan's definitely
And I'm
just
like,
saying
you need
some
to send that to me
ridiculous
right
things.
now.
What am I sending to you?
No, well, I said to Justine, I'm like, you need to send this to me right now.
Oh, the picture?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Oh, yeah. So I think that's most of the sports talk. Unless, was there anything else significant happening in Boston sports?
I mean, let me see. The Celtics fired, or Brad Stevens left. Not Brad Stevens. Danny Ainge left the Celtics. Bruins lost to my Islanders. And the Red Sox have the best record in baseball right now.
And the best record in baseball, and they're still kind of doing it without any pine tar or whatever. So
But the sticky stuff?
the sticky stuff.
I mean, they're definitely cheating. Every team is cheating.
Every single one of them.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Listen, we come from the land of Spygate. We get it.
That's true. That's true.
Deflategate and every other gate. I'm surprised that they haven't called this Tack Gate. It's, man, just play ball.
Dude, but steroids, though.
Hi, 1995 called.
Here's the thing. Baseball can't complain about the rampant steroid use when that's when they were the most profitable.
That is, exactly.
Like, they also turned a blind eye to it for many years. They knew about it, and they were like, all of a sudden, they were like, okay, we're going to punish everyone.
Here we go.
We knew nothing about it, but now we're going to punish everyone for doing it.
Yeah, there's just that moment in the MLB's history was not particularly great.
Yeah.
But they're so much better now.
Not.
Nope. Baseball's they've got to have like an actual reckoning one of these days. They got to figure out what they're doing.
I mean, most of the people who watch baseball are old white men. Old men.
It's true. It's not fast paced enough. They keep trying to do things, but they're also getting screwed over by their own teams. You know, was it Tampa Bay? Who was the team that was like, they basically had statisticians that were dictating like, okay, this is the number of pitches that a pitcher can throw, and even if he's doing really well, we have to rotate constantly.
I don't know, but I will say one interesting thing I saw on Friday. So like I was at Bleacher Bar in Boston.
Shout out
Shout
the Bleacher Bar.
Anyways, first time I've ever been there, which is, I think I feel ashamed saying that now.
You're admitting it on air.
I'm
Admitting's the first step.
Yeah, I'm admitting it. But, and if you've never been to Bleacher Bar, it's the bar on, it's basically kind of, it shares the same wall as Fenway, and you can, through this like screen, this window, you can watch the game. Clear view from center field.
Yeah, you're looking out into the outfield.
Or like you're looking into the infield. You're out in the outfield and you're looking at the infield.
And it is one of the coolest views in Boston, and an absolute establishment.
Yes.
In the on Lansdowne Street. It is so good.
So anyways, one thing in minor league baseball that they do is for like a pitcher, they time your pitches. So like you have, let's say, like 30 seconds to pitch your next pitch. They actually have a timer now that I saw for like the next for like the Red Sox, like timing like how long you have into like in between pitches. Because sometimes like pitchers love to just stand there forever, like try to shake it off, like figuring out what they want to pitch, but you have to be like hurried up, kind of like the play clock in football, for example.
Yeah.
So I think that's an awesome addition. Hopefully that helps to speed up the game. It's not a total snore fest.
Yeah. It's but it's also difficult when you have the potential for I think it was the World Series 2019 that we won?
2018.
Yeah, the World Series in 2018 when we had, it was either, I think it was 17 or 18 innings. They almost played 2 full games.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
When the game went on until like 1:30 in the morning or something ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I watched every bit of that game, and I was sitting at the bar, and by the time they got to about the 12th or 13th inning, it just stopped being fun.
Yeah, because at that point it's too
somebody
long.
Do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't talked a lot of baseball on here.
Maybe we could start doing that, especially with like a full baseball season happening.
That is true, and it's starting to get to the point where it actually matters.
Yeah, for sure.
Yup.
So
that might be something to look forward to.
Yes.
So if that's all she wrote about sports, let's do like an extended recommendations kind of deal.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we've been listening to, what we've been watching, and what the people at home should be spending some time with when they do have time.
For sure. I'll start. You should, and I think AJ will also have this recommendation as well. Between the Richness by Fiddlehead.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. That is a great album.
Front to back.
I want to say it's a hardcore record, but it's like not really a hardcore record.
It's borderline. I think it's a little bit too melodic and a little bit too it's weird because it's not like produced. It's not overproduced by any means. Like it is still pretty raw, but it's like it's done it's got that rawness in such like an intentional way.
Yeah.
It's really good, just like alternative rock basically. That clearly is influenced by hardcore. And I mean, what do you expect when you have, Alex Henry from Basement playing guitar and Pat Flynn from Have Heart on vocals? It's a significantly punk aesthetic going on there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a throwback to like Rites of Spring, or like that it's hardcore, but it's also kind of emotional as well.
Yeah,
like so emo, as you will.
Yeah, it's hard to nail it down as like a specific genre, but it's cool, it's melodic, but it still has some of that grit and stuff that you would want from like a punk or a hardcore record. And it's so funny because when that band first started, I got their first cassette because I was obsessed with like everything that Alex Henry did, all of his photography and video making and everything else.
Right.
So when he announced this project, I was like right on the list, got the first demo on cassette, and then found out after I got it, I was like, wait, Pat Flynn? fun, and so I just started liking it even more. But it was such a weird like little niche thing, and
Right.
now they've put out this album, and I guarantee you that at the end of the year, a lot of even some of the bigger guys like Pitchfork and Stereo Gum and obviously Chorus.fm, like this is going to be on a lot of year-end lists.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a great record. And I mean, like, I'm obsessed with Alex Henry, but like, I'm also obsessed with everything that Pat Flynn does. Like, I love Half Heart. I love some of his other projects like Wolf Whistle and Sweet Jesus. Those are some other really good projects that if you like similar stuff to this, but you also want some more edgier, like heavier stuff, listen to like Wolf Whistle and Sweet Jesus as well.
Yeah, he's and it's crazy that he's like a high school history teacher.
Yeah, climb down that rabbit hole.
Yep, he is. Pat Flynn is one of the coolest dudes in music for sure, and he's got a firm handshake and a nice smile. So it's all good when it comes to him. Yeah, Fiddlehead is. It's so cool that band has had the trajectory that they've had, and they've kind of. It's weird that they're just now blowing up, but it's so cool.
Yes.
On a kind of similar tick, I guess. I've been listening a lot to the band Drug Church.
Okay.
They are more of a hardcore band than Fiddlehead, but they're also it's very melodic. It's very 90s, but it's really got a lot of that kind of core edge, and a lot of just awesome kind of lyricism and stuff. They had a similar thing. Drug Church was like a side project for Pat Kindlin from Self Defense Family, which is like Self Defense is not like a big band by any means, but they are probably one of the most prolific bands in punk. They usually put out like 3 or 4 EPs a year and an LP every couple of years. They've got like 25 members or something that just
Something
rotate
insane.
in and out.
Yeah.
But the whole shtick with Self Defense is that Pat Kindlin like doesn't sing. He does like the hardcore vocalist kind of bark thing, but a lot of their kind of softer stuff and more recent stuff is like just this side of spoken word.
Yeah.
So Self Defense is cool, and I always appreciate what they do. But Pat started this band Drug Church as kind of a side project, and they got huge. I remember Pat did an interview with like Forbes or something when their last LP Cheer came out.
That's insane.
Yeah, that like for something that you could pretty definitively call a hardcore band, they got huge real quick. And it turns out that Pat actually like can hold a melody, and all of the Drug Church stuff is way more produced, like even more slick than that Fiddlehead record. All of this to say, Cheer by Drug Church, I finally kind of sat down and really sat with that album a couple of months ago and fell head over heels in love. And they just put out an EP with 4 songs called Tawny. Mm-hmm. And again, like very melodic, very like big gritty guitar based. Definitely takes all of its nods from hardcore the way that you would expect, but just lyrically super interesting. Sometimes it's really hard to figure out what the hell Pat is talking about in his lyrics, but you kind of get context for them if you listen to any of the like 25 podcasts that he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Worst Possible Timeline and to Axe to Grind, which are 2 of my favorite podcasts that I also listen to every week the minute they come out.
Speaking of side projects, I've also been listening to. It's weird. I've started to get back into some more recent hardcore, and I guess you can't really call it hardcore. I mean, one is definitely definitively a hardcore band. The other one is, I would say, more of a power pop band, but Turnstile and Angel Dust, both the side projects from Trapped Under Ice.
TUI, till I die.
But Turnstile and Angel Dust have come up with 2 really good EPs as of late. I've been rocking along to those.
Yeah, it's there's been like, it's super cool that like, so when we were in high school and in college, the big thing was, you know, the emo revival kind of stuff, and a lot of those bands ended up going in like a very poppy kind of direction.
Yeah,
they all started taking their cues from pop music and shoegaze. So you got these really cool melodic but like kind of soft sad boyish like kind of sounds. which is sick, and I still love all that stuff.
Yeah, it's
but
good.
It's so cool. It's so cool to see, especially now that shows are coming back and stuff. There seems to be like a little bit of a hardcore renaissance going on. Like all of these more aggressive bands are really kind of just doing cool things and making that relevant again. And it's super cool that that's happening kind of in the underground and with like the I guess you could call it like the cool realm of music.
Yeah.
Like none of those bands are household names, but like
I mean, I guess you could say Turnstile and Angel Dust are more I mean they're both signed to Roadrunner at this point, so they are more established,
which is mind blowing.
Like signed to the same record label as Slipknot.
Which is that is too funny. It's too cool. And then like you also have bands like Code Orange and stuff that, you know, are getting nominated for Grammys and things. So like the hardcore renaissance is definitely kind of here.
Yeah,
and I'm here for it.
The only band I can't get behind in the hardcore renaissance is Knocked Loose.
Yeah, I'm not huge on Knocked Loose.
That's like and also CU Space Cowboy. Those are like two bands I really can't get into.
Yeah, I never really liked CU Space Cowboy. Knocked Loose is I mean, they're cool for what they are, but I'm with you. Like I'm not really. Yeah.
They to give context, there is a song of theirs that has arf arf in it, and then it's like a breakdown.
It is Mosh Call Monday, so it's fitting.
Oh my god.
That's got to be a topic on a future podcast. We're gonna put together a playlist and we're gonna go through like all of the best/worst mosh calls.
Oh god.
No, number one on the list is Disrespect Your Surroundings.
Come on, that's too easy though.
It's so Rohan and I were having this conversation. It's so dumb when you listen to that stuff like on a record, but then you actually go and see it live and you don't care. Like it's super cheesy listening to it like in your headphones or in your bedroom or something and being like, yeah, disrespect your surroundings. And you kind of like, there's that little voice in the back of your head that's like, come on. Like, you know that they recorded that like in a studio and it was just one person like saying, screaming, singing it. And then you go and actually like see those songs performed live and you just hear the, and you're like, oh shit, yep, mosh time. Let's go. Just start throwing hands.
You like punch a hole through your wall.
Yeah.
You do like an Andy Bernard.
An Andy Bernard. You do an Andy Bernard to some metalcore band. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, so the hardcore renaissance is here. It's awesome. And it's super cool that that's kind of happening with like the more underground scenes and bubbling up. Meanwhile, like Travis Barker just owns pop music right now.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy to see pop punk kind of in the forefront right now.
It's like all of like Machine Gun Kelly, Olivia Rodrigo,
yeah.
all of these, they're fucking TikTok stars. Like they're not
Jaden.
Yeah, Jaden too.
Little Huddy.
Yeah, it's like it is really cool to watch it. Like a lot of it doesn't land for me, like sonically, but it's super cool that like it feels like it's 2007 again. Like when Fall Out Boy was first like massive, and it felt kind of cool to be like, dude, 4 hardcore kids from Chicago are like they inserted themselves and they're playing shows with like Rihanna.
Yeah, that's cool.
And now it's the same kind of deal with Travis Barker just producing and playing on every big pop song right now.
For me, the way because like it's not music made for me. Like I'm 26, like I don't particularly care for a lot of it, but what makes me excited about it, and it's not even those artists, it's all the underground artists that have been working hard to try to get to a certain point. Like if you're an all-time low fan and you don't like, let's say like MGK or Little Huddy or some of those other people, that's fine, but like you have to be excited about the success of MGK and Little Huddy and Jaden, because it's just going to make your favorite band even more popular and like get them more successful.
And that's kind of the thing, is that like music discovery is like what really kind of makes careers.
Yeah.
Like I've said it with a lot of different people that I've talked to, or I've helped with like production things and everything else. Like if you have a catalog, if you're putting out music consistently, people are going to listen to you. And if you have one song that hits, they're then going to turn around and they're going to want more, and they're going to look into what else you have. And they're also going to look into who's producing, who's playing on it. And it just spider webs in this, or snowballs, I guess, in this really, really cool way. So the same thing kind of applies there. Like some 12-year-old kid is obsessed with MGK right now, and then he's going to find out about Travis Barker, and he's going to start looking into like Blink-182 and probably the Aquabats if they do their research. And next thing you know, like every single band that you and I grew up listening to is getting additional streams, and they're getting, kind of rediscovered.
It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
Like I'm a huge Wonder Years fan, but every kid that's going to listen to find like All Time Low and like all those other bands like MGK, they're going to eventually strike on the Wonder Years and be like, oh shit, like this is actually what I prefer.
Which is why I think it's so dumb that some people have gotten super defensive about the fact that a lot of that new stuff is being labeled as pop punk. And it's like, first of all, genres don't like entirely matter. It's just a classification system. And if you get heated about it, like I used to when I was 13, like that's dumb. It's going to happen, but it's dumb. But the cool thing about it is that like some kid is posting, MGK style songs on his TikTok and tagging it with pop punk. And there's going to be at least a couple of people that are like, what is pop punk? And then when you start going through the history of pop punk, especially the recent history, a band like the Wonder Years is going to be like one of the first names that shows up.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's all about gateway stuff. It's the same thing why like people complained about Green Day selling out as far back as Dookie, but especially with, American Idiot. And it's like, yo, American Idiot is the reason why I got into any of this.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
people love to hate on that album. People love to hate on Linkin Park, but it's like, nah, you don't find like music with any kind of aggression without listening to those albums, without being exposed to something like that.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to see it.
I'm stoked. I'm stoked that music is back, and back the way that it is right now. Like the genres that are happening right now and that people are identifying with there's so much of it that's actually really good, and it's just shining light on all of the stuff that I loved in the first place.
I remember I think it was last week. It was like 4th of July, and Justine was doing karaoke for like Good For You. And during one part, I just started singing Misery Business.
Yep. Like
the one part that just sounds like Misery Business. And I was like, oh, I never meant to brag, but I got it what I wanted. If you know the part, you know the part. Like in that, Good For You, Olivia Rodrigo song.
Yep. It's chord progressions are a funny thing, man.
But here's the thing with it. I mean, Courtney Love got mad about Olivia Rodrigo supposedly ripping off her album cover from like 94. But I've been saying this the whole time, like Hayley Williams would never sue Olivia Rodrigo over Good For You, even though it sounds a lot like Misery Business. In fact, Hayley Williams would be probably lifting her up and being like, yeah, hell yeah, like I'm glad you're getting successful off of this. But yeah. Courtney Love is spiteful and doesn't want to see anyone successful, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yep. That is one side effect about about music kind of being back, is that the drama comes right along with it.
I mean, and the funny thing about Courtney Love too is she literally ripped off that album cover from Carrie.
Exactly.
And I don't know, who cares?
The other funny thing about Courtney Love is that she definitely did it.
We're not going to get into that. That is wow.
All jokes.
We might have to go in on another episode about that. I have thoughts.
For legal reasons, it's all jokes.
I will say my piece. She couldn't have possibly done it. I think she hired someone else to do it, though.
Oh man, we're gonna turn into the Cobain cast.
Our demographic is strictly going to be like edgy 13-year-olds who think they're born in the wrong generation.
Yep, that'll be our new intro. It's recordings of people being like, I was born in the wrong generation.
Oh my
Gen
God.
X forever.
Okay, what's worse, the horse girl or the kid born in the wrong generation?
Ooh, I'm gonna go kid born in the wrong generation.
I think I have to agree with that because
I mean, horse girls are, you know, it's a meme for a reason. But
yeah,
kid born in the wrong generation is just trying to be edgy.
well, and they think the Beatles are the greatest band ever when John Lennon is a notorious piece of shit. And before boomers come after me, yes, he is. He is a woman beater.
Okay, boomer.
Just because he made great music does not excuse the fact that he did that.
Oh man, we are
off the rails right now.
We totally are. But I do have to ask you a very, very specific question now that you've brought up the Beatles.
Yes.
Who would you rather be, the Beatles or the Rolling Stones?
That's easy. Beatles.
Yep.
Because
I think that is definitively the correct answer.
Here's the thing, and I used this analogy recently. So with the Detroit Lions, they had in the 90s probably one of the greatest running backs of all time, Barry Sanders. He probably could have, right now, like the rushing leader is Emmitt Smith, but he hung around a little too long and bounced around to the Cardinals at the end of his career and didn't do much. Barry Sanders retired at 30 years old. He probably could have kept playing for another 3 years, but he retired in his prime. Like, his last year, he had like 1,500 yards, a bunch of touchdowns. I'm making these numbers up, but like, he had a really good last year.
Yeah.
The Beatles had that 10-year stretch, great albums, like front to back, like ended with Let It Be. Let It Be is a good record. I don't care what anyone says. Not their best record, sure, but still like a great record.
Yeah.
If hypothetically John Lennon was never shot and there were some murmurs of like a rumor of the Beatles potentially getting back together, and let's say they got back in like 85 or something like that, they tour around, they'd come out with a really bad comeback record, and yeah, we don't know if it's actually going to be good or not, but it's going to be bad.
Statistically speaking,
it's
probably going to be bad.
It's probably going to be bad. Like, end on the high note. I like the last memory I have of the Beatles rather than the Rolling Stones, who I'm like, they have some pretty bad records now.
They have some pretty bad records, and also there's how badly do you want to pay way too much money to go to a stadium where the sound isn't going to be that good and your seats are probably not going to be that good, so that you can watch like 80-year-old dudes strutting around on stage. Like, it's funny and it is impressive that Mick Jagger is still just Mick Jagger.
Right, for sure.
But it's like, there is also that little thing in the back of my mind when I've seen like clips of them playing live where I've been like, man, he's doing his pout and his little like strut around, all like skipping across the stage, and it's like, don't break a hip now, my friend.
Yeah, so that's my stance on it. It's the same stance I have with Nirvana. I mean, like, unfortunately, like, Kurt Cobain did pass away like really far too soon.
Yeah.
But there were talks and rumors that Nirvana was going to break up, and I mean, they ended with those 3 records, or like those 4 records that we remember them by. Flawless.
Yep.
Like,
better to just have that than to, burn all the way out.
That's why I said back in like 2017, Tom Brady should retire after the Falcons Super Bowl. Retire on top. Retire. Nobody else can say anything about you.
I think it would have been a huge power move if he had retired after this year's Super Bowl.
Also, this year, like, either way, like, but Tom Brady's just going to play forever, and the Rolling Stones are going to play forever until Mick Jagger and Keith Richards die of natural causes, because of course they would.
I don't know. I think Keith Richards is already like a member of the undead.
It's like him and Ozzy Osbourne and like Steven Tyler.
Yeah, they're just, man.
You can't kill them.
There's something about all of the drugs that they did that it just like preserved their bodies.
We'll never understand that. They're they're medical marvels.
It's like mummifying the living. It's so weird.
All right.
It's bad.
What recommendations do you have? What other ones do you have?
I got a really weird one, actually.
Okay.
So still on the music kick. My friend Lily, she goes by Lily Rose. she has blown up off of some like TikTok stuff and everything else. She's signed to, I think she tagged Republic Records on something on Instagram.
Okay.
She's like very pop country, which is not normally my jam, but she is a legitimately great songwriter, and has like a really good team around her. And I got to see her. She played like a showcase on Broadway here in Nashville that was really well attended. She absolutely killed it up there. The band behind her was super tight, even though they had like a couple of sound issues right at the beginning of the set. Yeah, she just kills it. And she's a really good friend, and it's super crazy to see like a verified user responding to stuff that I put on the internet.
That's awesome.
So it's also kind of cool for me. But she has a couple of songs. My favorite of her songs that she has out right now is called Green Light. So yeah, Green Light by Lily Rose. But she's also got a song called Villain, a song called Better Than That. It's just, if you're more into like that kind of realm of like pop music or country or whatever, that's the best of the best. That's some good stuff.
Hell yeah.
What you got?
This isn't really a recommendation, but I've really gotten back into watching How I Met Your Mother.
Oh no.
So old show.
Oh no.
But you know what? Sometimes you need to just watch an old show, and it's good. Some of the jokes definitely don't land today.
Yeah.
Especially some of the things that Barney does. Definitely don't land.
What was funny in the early 2000s is a little cringe by today's standards.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's still. I mean, a lot of it is still good. Right now, I'm in the 8th season.
You're
not gonna give anything away.
You're far into it.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm deep into it.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little bit of slap bet in your life.
True. So if you haven't watched that show, what are you doing? It ended like 10 years ago.
Get it together.
Yeah.
I've been watching, to no one's surprise, all of those Disney Plus shows, the Marvel and Star Wars ones. The Marvel ones have been pretty cool. They do seem like a little bit of filler, but that's kind of the cool thing about that entire franchise, is that like there's so much room to set things up. So there's a lot of teases to things that are going to be in the movies and whatever else, and all that nerd stuff is super entertaining to me. So I've been watching a lot of that. And I also started. There's a show on Netflix called Feel Good.
Yeah.
That is. I cannot remember her name. It's a Canadian stand-up comic where it's her show, and it's all about her like dealing with like sobriety and like this relationship that she has with a girl that she meets, I think, at her shows. Some of it's a little fuzzy, but that show's super good, and I look forward to finishing it up. I think it got canceled by Netflix after the 2nd season, which kind of sucks, but it was really good.
Word.
And also, I need to look it up. I think Tuca and Birdie is coming back.
I heard it did. I don't know where to watch the 2nd season of it, but
yeah, it got
that was
canceled
pretty
by
good.
Netflix after the first one. It got canceled by Netflix after the 1st season, and I'm pretty sure like Adult Swim or somebody picked it up. So I'm not mad at that. Adult Swim has that, and Rick and Morty, which that new season has already started. I haven't gotten the chance to watch any of that, but I am excited to do that with some spare time and lazy nights.
My favorite bit from Tuca and Birdie is the. So you crossed that out and you wrote Jaguar. That's correct. You put occupation as Jaguar. That's correct. You have a cosigner and you wrote Jaguar. That's correct. This all checks out. And they opened a joint bank account with the Jaguar.
Oh man. That one, I forget who the animator is that does Tuca and Birdie. I forget her name, but she did BoJack Horseman as well. I love the look of those shows and like the feeling of them. And I need to get back to watching BoJack eventually.
I still haven't finished it.
Oh man, what are you doing?
I've been in a good mood. Well, you know what? I was in a dark place, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to watch this and make myself feel like shit. And then I was like, I'm in a good place now. And then I was like, I don't want to watch it because I'm in a good place now.
I will say, the way that they ended that show is just perfect. it's such a good ending for such a good show. But also, yeah, it's BoJack Horseman, so it's severely depressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the best memes that I've received in a long while came from your girlfriend about BoJack Horseman. And it was a timeline where the first little like inch of the timeline says, "LOL, the horse stole the seal's muffins." And then the entire rest of the timeline was just, "I'm going to kill myself." Like, this is an accurate description of how this show goes.
Yep.
Oh, do you have any additional recommendations?
I think that wraps up my recommendations, unless you have anything else.
Nah, I'm good. We got a beefy episode here.
Yeah.
Nice long comeback episode to get put together and get out to the children and remind them that we still exist.
Yeah, we didn't just leave you to get cigarettes that one time.
We are not your deadbeat dads.
We promise.
We'll do better. We'll do better by you, son.
Yes.
You know what meme I haven't, before we go, you know what
Yes.
meme I haven't seen in way too long?
Which one?
Don't talk to me or my son ever
Or
again.
again. That's a blast from the past.
That was in its prime. That was one of the best memes that the internet has ever gifted us with.
That was a good one.
That the number of pictures that are probably sitting in ours and our friends' camera rolls. There's one that I gotta find. I might post it in the show notes. There's one of you and then like a mini you that I think your girlfriend made.
Probably.
Just a photoshopped like mini Dan. Don't talk to me or my son or
Of
my
course.
son ever again. Oh man. Well, we've given you plenty of recommendations and plenty of content. So I think until next time, this has been the Pack You Run podcast.
Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, Pack Your Run Pod. Follow us on there. Like us on your podcast player, and share this and let all your friends know that we're back and we're happy to be back. We finally got our lives together.
We finally woke up.
Yes.
We didn't leave to get cigarettes. We were just sleeping the entire time. That Moderna vaccine is a hell of a drug.
Yes.
All right, we will catch you next time.
All right. Take it easy. Peace.
Bye-bye.